How much do you truly know about one of history's most legendary figures? Brace yourself for a journey into the life of Alexander the Great, a man whose exploits have echoed through the corridors of time. While many know him as a great conqueror, few are aware of the unusual and mysterious facets of his existence. Imagine stepping into a world where ancient prophecies directed destinies, peculiar customs were embraced, and phobias shaped decisions. We're about to peel back the layers of the man behind the myth, exploring the overlooked quirks and enigmas that defined his extraordinary path. Prepare to be amazed as we unravel tales that defy logic and challenge everything we thought we knew about Alexander. From his bizarre superstitions to his unparalleled tactical innovations, we'll reveal the untold stories that make his legend as perplexing as it is inspiring. So stay with us as we embark on a captivating exploration of historical mysteries, because by the end of this journey, you'll see Alexander the Great not just as a conqueror, but as a complex enigma of history. Alexander's temperament was as legendary as his conquests. Known for his fierce ambition, Alexander was often a whirlwind of emotions. His infamous rages were not mere whispers, but rather dramatic storms that could uproot relationships. One notable incident was at the banquet of Cleitus the Black, a general and once a dear friend. Fueled by wine and a heated argument, Alexander, in a fit of anger, fatally struck Cleitus. This outburst shocked even his most loyal companions, shedding light on how his impulsive decisions could end in tragedy. Such moments reveal how his ambition was intricately tied to his emotions, propelling him forward while also leaving scars along the way. These expressions of his fiery nature, while often driving his relentless pursuit of greatness, occasionally led him into impulsive and regrettable actions. Yet it was this very passion, this fervent drive, that made his followers both fear and respect him. His generals and close friends, aware of his volatile nature, often found themselves treading carefully, knowing that Alexander's mood could shift like the sands of the desert. Despite the unpredictability, many remained fiercely loyal, inspired by a leader whose intensity burned with the promise of glory. Through these tales of his unpredictable temperament, we glimpse a leader driven by a relentless force, one that would propel him to both astonishing heights and the depths of personal loss. As we continue our journey through these lesser-known dimensions of Alexander's personality, one cannot help but marvel at the complexities of a man who was both a force of nature and a formidable ruler. The Oracle of Delphi is a renowned figure in ancient history, famed for her cryptic prophecies that often directed the fates of great leaders. Alexander the Great, driven by his immense ambition, sought validation of his divine mission from this very oracle. Imagine this scene: a young, restless conqueror arriving at Delphi, eager for the words that would affirm his celestial destiny. However, the timing was not favorable, as religious traditions dictated that the oracle only spoke on certain days. Refusing to be deterred by ritual limitations, Alexander took an unconventional approach. In a dramatic turn, he is said to have physically dragged the prophetess to her seat, compelling her to speak. This act underlines his determination and the lengths he would go to secure the affirmation he desired. Once obliged, the oracle reportedly proclaimed that Alexander was invincible, a pronouncement that fueled his belief in his own godlike invincibility. This encounter reflects the profound influence oracles had in ancient times, guiding decisions and legitimizing rulers' quests. For Alexander, it was not just about hearing the prophecy, it was about ensuring the prophecy aligned with his vision. Through this episode, we see not only his impatience with tradition, but also his unwavering faith in his destined greatness. The intersection of faith and ambition in this story reveals a layer of Alexander's character, driven by both reverence for the divine and an unshakable belief in his fated supremacy. As we visualize this compelling episode, it becomes clear how history's narratives are shaped by the extraordinary actions of men who are anything but ordinary. The Gordian Knot is a legend that has fascinated historians and enthusiasts for centuries. It was an enormous and intricate knot tied to a wooden cart resting in the city of Gordium. The prophecy surrounding this knot was simple yet profound. Whoever could untie it would rule all of Asia. Many attempted, but none succeeded until Alexander the Great arrived on the scene. Confronted with this formidable challenge, he did not waste time wrestling with the complexity of the knot. Instead, Alexander took a bold and unexpected approach, drawing his sword and slicing through it in one swift motion. This decisive act was seen not merely as a display of resourcefulness, but as a symbolic assertion of destiny. It showcased his ability to think beyond conventional constraints and indicated his future success as a conqueror who would overcome formidable obstacles. By cutting the Gordian knot, Alexander not only fulfilled the prophecy in his unique way, but also laid down a metaphor for his military tactics. His campaigns were marked by unexpected strategies that caught enemies off guard and led to triumphs that seemed unattainable by conventional means. Visualize his early conquests, from the battle at Granicus to the siege of Tyre, where his boldness and innovative tactics set a new standard in warfare. The legend of the Gordian Knot is a testament to Alexander's characteristic audacity, embodying his philosophy of seizing opportunities and shaping his own fate with an unwavering belief in his supreme destiny. This episode is more than just a tale of an ancient puzzle. It is a window into the mind of a leader whose audacious spirit knew no bounds. Alexander's unconventional education played a pivotal role in shaping the remarkable leader he became. Under the tutelage of the great philosopher Aristotle, young Alexander was exposed to a curriculum that transcended the traditional training of a warrior prince. It wasn't just about mastering the art of warfare and strategies of battle. It was Aristotle's influence that opened Alexander's eyes to the wider world of philosophy, science, and literature. Imagine sitting in a serene ancient classroom with scrolls and manuscripts scattered around, absorbing wisdom that would later guide a ruler in merging the diverse cultures of a vast empire. Aristotle instilled in Alexander an insatiable curiosity about the natural world, teaching him to observe and question everything around him. This inquisitive spirit was reflected in the way he governed, where he often sought knowledge and expertise to make informed decisions. Furthermore, the philosophical teachings he received molded his thoughts on leadership and ethics, encouraging a more humane approach in certain aspects of his rule. This comprehensive education allowed Alexander to appreciate the richness of different cultures, making him more than just a conqueror but a unifier of peoples and traditions. As he marched through lands far from his Macedonian homeland, the profound wisdom imparted by Aristotle remained a guiding force, influencing his decisions on and off the battlefield. This blend of knowledge laid the foundation for an emperor whose reign was marked not only by military achievements, but also by a significant cultural and intellectual legacy that continued to reverberate long after his time. Through Aristotle's teachings, Alexander embodied the ideal of the philosopher king, striving to combine the might of a warrior with the wisdom of a sage. Alexander's military prowess was nothing short of revolutionary, marked by innovations that were far ahead of his time. He was a master tactician who continuously adapted and refined his strategies to suit the ever-changing dynamics of warfare. One of his most remarkable contributions was the evolution of the phalanx formation. This formation, characterized by a tightly knit group of soldiers armed with long spears, was transformed under Alexander's leadership into a formidable force. By extending the length of the spears and training his men with rigorous discipline, he enhanced the reach and effectiveness of the phalanx, making it an almost impenetrable wall on the battlefield. This innovation allowed him to execute maneuvers that caught his enemies off guard, leading to victories that seemed insurmountable. But Alexander's ingenuity did not stop there. He was also one of the early proponents of integrating different branches of the military to work in concert. By combining infantry, cavalry, and the use of siege engines like catapults and battering rams, he created a versatile and highly effective force that could adapt to various threats and terrains. His siege of Tyre is a prime example of this integration, where he employed innovative siege tactics to overcome a city that was deemed impregnable. Through such calculated and daring strategies, Alexander was able to conquer vast territories with speed and precision. His ability to think outside conventional military doctrines and his willingness to embrace new technologies and ideas set the stage for his unprecedented conquests. Alexander's battle tactics were not just about brute strength, but about using his intellect to outmaneuver his opponents, making him one of history's most formidable and forward-thinking military leaders. As we delve into these tactical innovations, it becomes evident how his strategic genius reshaped warfare, leaving a legacy that influenced countless generations of military minds to come. Alexander's unexpected embrace of Persian customs was a bold and perplexing decision that left many of his Macedonian followers scratching their heads. His adoption of these foreign traditions was not just a whim but a calculated move that reflected his vision for a harmonized empire. As Alexander expanded his empire into Persian territories, he understood the importance of not merely conquering lands but winning hearts and minds. By adopting Persian customs, he aimed to integrate the diverse cultures under his rule, creating a sense of unity and cooperation among his subjects. This cultural fusion was evident in his attire as he began to wear the traditional Persian robe and royal tiara, shocking those who viewed such symbols as markers of the empire they had sought to defeat. Yet for Alexander, these were not just clothes, they were powerful gestures of respect and acceptance towards his new Persian subjects. He hoped that by merging customs, he would inspire loyalty and prevent rebellion, paving the way for a more stable and enduring empire. However, this approach did not sit well with everyone. Many of his Macedonian soldiers who had fought fiercely against the Persians struggled to accept the sudden shift in customs and saw it as a betrayal of their heritage. However, Alexander's vision went beyond immediate discomforts. He believed that embracing and integrating these diverse cultural elements would strengthen his empire and set a precedent for future civilizations. In retrospect, Alexander's move towards cultural integration foreshadowed the Hellenistic era, where Greek and Eastern cultures intermingled, creating a rich tapestry of shared knowledge and customs. His legacy in adopting Persian customs not only unified a vast empire, but also laid the groundwork for a world where diverse cultures could coexist, interact, and flourish. As we observe artifacts and clothing from that era, we witness a tangible representation of Alexander's ambition to transcend boundaries and build an empire that celebrated diversity. Olympia's influence on Alexander the Great is steeped in mystique and enigma, leaving a lasting imprint on his life and reign. As a woman of profound ambition and intriguing beliefs, she played a pivotal role in molding young Alexander's destiny. Imagine a world where myths and reality intertwine, as legends speak of Olympia's involvement with snake cults, surrounded by serpents that were said to embody divine favor and supernatural power. These tales of her association with snakes were not mere whispers but vivid stories that captivated ancient imaginations. It was believed that Olympias communicated with the gods through these serpentine companions, a belief that fueled her mystical aura and possibly influenced Alexander's perception of destiny and divinity. With a mother so deeply entwined with spiritual and mystical beliefs, Alexander was likely ingrained with a sense of divine mission from an early age. The ambitions Olympias harbored for her son were immense, nurturing a belief in his godlike nature and supporting his claims of descending from Zeus himself. Her influence was not limited to spiritual realms. Politically, she maneuvered through the intricate web of court life to ensure Alexander's path to the throne. Olympia's aspirations for her son were not just personal, they were fueled by a desire to see him fulfill what she believed to be a preordained destiny as a ruler of unparalleled greatness. Through the lens of these dramatic stories and artistic depictions of Olympias, a complex portrait emerges of a woman who was as much a force of nature as her legendary son. Her blend of mysticism and political acumen crafted a foundation that would propel Alexander towards his monumental achievements, underscoring the profound impact a mother's influence can have on the course of history. The destruction of Persepolis stands as one of the most debated episodes in Alexander the Great's conquest. Imagine standing amidst the grandeur of the Persian capital, a city that embodied the splendor and power of an ancient empire. Yet, in the blink of an eye, its majestic halls and intricate carvings were engulfed by flames, reducing a symbol of Persian glory to ashes. This shocking act has left historians pondering the true motives behind it. Was it a calculated political maneuver, a display of dominance over a once mighty rival, or merely the aftermath of a night of revelry gone too far? Some accounts suggest that Alexander, in a moment of drunken chaos, agreed to the burning of Persepolis as a gesture of vengeance for the earlier Persian invasions of Greece. Others theorize it was a strategic decision meant to cripple the Persian spirit by destroying its cultural heart. As we reflect on these differing interpretations, a complex picture emerges. The act could have been spurred by a genuine desire to assert his authority over the sprawling empire he had conquered. Yet the impulsiveness of the decision hints at an undercurrent of unpredictability that could disrupt even the most carefully plotted strategies. By considering the architectural marvels that once adorned Persepolis and the painstaking efforts to reconstruct its history, one gains a deeper appreciation for what was lost in those fateful flames. The ruins continue to speak volumes, echoing stories of ambition, power, and the sometimes destructive path of conquest. Through the lens of this dramatic event, we see Alexander not just as a visionary leader, but as a complex figure whose actions could inspire both awe and controversy. Alexander's fear of cats presents a curious facet of his personality that starkly contrasts his legendary bravery on the battlefield. While he faced archers and sword-wielding foes without flinching, it is said that the mere presence of a feline might have unsettled him. This unusual phobia is documented in scattered historical references, though often overshadowed by his grander exploits. Picture this, a mighty conqueror whose very name incited awe across continents, potentially feeling uneasy at the sight of a small furry creature. It's a reminder that even the greatest figures can harbor curious fears. Delving into the cultural backdrop of the time, one might find that cats were often associated with superstitions and omens, sometimes representing forces of bad luck or misfortune. Such beliefs might have influenced Alexander's perception, considering the profound weight given to signs and portents during his era. In ancient Macedonia and surrounding regions, various animals were thought to be vessels of the supernatural or prophetic, which might have instilled a broader cultural apprehension towards cats. This seemingly paradoxical aspect of Alexander's character adds a layer of humanity to his tale, showing that despite his divine claims and unmatched achievements, he too was susceptible to the common quirks of humankind. As improbable as it might seem, Alexander's alleged fear of cats offers a whimsical peek into the personal life of a historical titan, providing an unexpected reminder of the eccentricities that make us uniquely human. Throughout the annals of history, leaders have exhibited phobias and preferences that defy their public personas, cementing the fact that legends too have their peculiar shadows. Alexander's death remains one of history's greatest enigmas, shrouded in mystery and speculation. Picture a world reeling from the sudden departure of a leader whose ambitions seemed limitless. At the age of 32, Alexander fell ill after a banquet in Babylon, and within days, the man who had conquered vast empires was no more. The rapid decline and unexpected nature of his demise have fueled numerous theories over the years. One predominant theory suggests that natural causes, perhaps a fever brought on by malaria or typhoid, claimed his life. Historical accounts describe symptoms such as high fever, severe abdominal pain, and progressive weakness aligning with these diagnoses. Yet, the mysterious symptoms and the lack of immediate medical intervention have left many wondering whether a more sinister force was at play. Some historians propose the possibility of poisoning, a theory that suggests his enemies, weary of his relentless conquests, might have plotted his downfall. The advanced symptoms Alexander experienced could align with known toxins, though evidence remains speculative at best due to the lack of forensic technology at the time. Consider modern forensic analyses which, while limited by the absence of physical remains, delve into historical texts and attempt to piece together clues pointing to potential foul play. The enigma deepens when you contemplate the political tensions surrounding his death, with power-hungry generals and scheming courtiers who might have seen his removal as a means to seize control. As we unravel these theories, it becomes clear that the full truth may never be known, but the mystery continues to captivate historians and enthusiasts alike. Alexander's death, much like his life, leaves us with more questions than answers, inviting us to ponder the fragility of power and the complexities of human ambition. This tantalizing historical puzzle serves as a reminder of how, even in death, Alexander the Great's legacy continues to weave its captivating tale through time. The mystery of Alexander the Great's lost tomb has intrigued historians and archaeologists for centuries. Imagine a resting place worthy of one of the most formidable figures in history, a site that has evaded discovery and sparked countless theories. After Alexander's death, historical records suggest his body was initially entombed in Egypt's city of Memphis before being moved to Alexandria, a city bearing his name. However, the trail grows cold, and the exact location of his final resting place becomes one of history's most captivating enigmas. Over the years, many explorers and adventurers have embarked on quests to find Alexander's tomb, driven by the allure of its historical significance and the treasures it might conceal. Some theories propose that the tomb lies beneath the bustling streets of modern-day Alexandria, while others suggest it could be hidden in the untamed landscapes of rural Egypt or even underwater. The search is fraught with challenges as centuries of urban development, natural disasters, and conflicting historical accounts obscure potential leads. Contemporary archaeological efforts now incorporate high-tech tools like satellite imagery and ground-penetrating radar, seeking signs of ancient structures buried deep beneath the earth. These tools hint at the possibility of discovering hidden chambers or forgotten burial sites that might hold the key to this millennia-old mystery. Each new discovery, whether a piece of pottery or a buried sarcophagus, fuels excitement and speculation, drawing us closer to the answer. As we delve into these efforts, it becomes evident that the search for Alexander's tomb is more than just a quest for a lost relic. It represents humanity's unending fascination with the past and our desire to unravel the secrets of one of history's greatest leaders. The enigma of Alexander's lost tomb continues to captivate imaginations worldwide, inviting future generations to participate in the quest that bridges time and history itself. Alexander's attempt to conquer the world of wine reveals yet another intriguing facet of his ambitions. Imagine a ruler not only seeking to expand his territories, but also his influence over the agricultural practices that defined cultures. Alexander's fascination with wine went beyond mere appreciation. It became a strategic component of his expansive empire. He recognized the potential of viticulture to promote economic growth and cultural exchange across his domains. As his armies marched through vast lands, Alexander made deliberate efforts to cultivate vineyards that could sustain this liquid treasure. His initiative led to the establishment of trade routes that facilitated the exchange of wine and winemaking techniques. These routes became conduits for cultural interactions, allowing the blending of diverse traditions and practices. With each region, new grape varieties and vintages were discovered, enriching the tapestry of the ancient world's viniculture. The impact of Alexander's passion for wine lingered long after his reign, as the legacy of these vineyards continued to thrive as centers of cultural and economic exchange. By controlling viticulture, Alexander not only quenched his own thirst for wine, but also fueled a lasting cultural synergy that rippled through time. This lesser-known pursuit of vinicultural domination showcases the complexity of his vision, underscoring how he sought to unify his empire not just through might but through the shared enjoyment of the earth's bounty. As we envision these ancient vineyards, we see how the cultivation of wine offered a taste of unity among his diverse followers, setting the stage for a rich history of viticulture that would endure across the ages. The clash with the Brahmins marked a pivotal moment in Alexander's journey through India, offering a window into a cultural and philosophical exchange that left a lasting impression on the great conqueror. Picture this: Alexander, accustomed to commanding armies and territories, now found himself in conversation with ascetic philosophers whose wisdom and spiritual depth challenged the very foundation of his beliefs. The Brahmins, known for their profound insights and deep-rooted traditions, engaged Alexander in debates that went beyond the physical realms of conquest. They introduced him to ideas about the nature of life, the universe, and the intricate tapestry of human existence. These exchanges were not merely intellectual sparring matches, but moments of genuine reflection for Alexander. While he was a man of action, keen on expanding his empire, these interactions broadened his perspective on governance and the role of philosophy in leadership. The philosophical discussions with the Brahmins offered him a glimpse into the complexities of cultural integration and the harmony that could arise from understanding diverse worldviews. This exposure subtly influenced his subsequent policies, as he sought to incorporate more inclusivity and respect for the cultures within his sprawling territories. Imagine the transformation in a leader initially driven by conquest, expanding his ambitions to embrace unity through diversity. The encounters with the Brahmins demonstrated that true wisdom transcends borders, and they left an indelible mark on Alexander's legacy, showcasing the power of dialogue and the enduring impact of cultural exchanges in shaping history. Through these debates, we see that even a conqueror as formidable as Alexander found value in the knowledge and traditions of those he encountered along his extraordinary journey, weaving their wisdom into the fabric of his empire. Alexander and the gymnosophists, the ascetic wise men he encountered in India, present a fascinating chapter in his storied journey. Imagine a leader whose life had been defined by conquests and power sitting in the presence of these serene, contemplative men who chose simplicity over opulence. The gymnosophists, known for their profound wisdom and ascetic lifestyles, intrigued Alexander with their philosophical depth and introspective approach to life. These meetings were more than just exchanges of words. They were enlightening experiences that influenced his philosophical outlook and decisions. Picture the ancient texts that describe these interactions, portraying visions of wise men clad in simple garb, engaging in profound contemplation under the vast Indian skies. Alexander, a man of action and ambition, found himself drawn to their teachings on self-discipline, the nature of the soul, and the pursuit of a life unburdened by material excess. Their insights challenged his perceptions and added a new dimension to his understanding of leadership and governance. In the presence of the gymnosophists, he grappled with ideas of inner peace and balance, which subtly shaped his decisions and policies as he governed an empire of diverse cultures and beliefs. This exposure to their wisdom broadened his horizon, reinforcing the notion that true strength lies not just in conquest but in understanding and wisdom. These wise men left a lasting imprint on Alexander's legacy, underscoring the value of introspection and philosophical dialogue in the tapestry of history. The depictions of such encounters remind us of the enduring power of knowledge and reflection in shaping even the most formidable leaders. Through these meetings, Alexander's journey was not only one of territorial expansion, but also a voyage into the realms of the mind and spirit, enriched by the wisdom of the gymnosophists. Bucephalus was more than just a horse. He was a symbol of Alexander the Great's indomitable will and leadership style. Imagine the scene: a wild, powerful stallion deemed untamable by many, standing in defiance. Young Alexander, instead of seeing a fierce beast, saw potential and challenge. He noticed that Bucephalus was spooked by his own shadow. With a masterful blend of insight and bravery, he turned the horse toward the sun and calmed him, revealing a deep understanding of both the animal and human nature. This moment was not just about taming a horse, but symbolized Alexander's ability to turn obstacles into opportunities, a quality that would define his conquests. The bond between Alexander and Bucephalus went beyond rider and steed. It was a partnership that carried him through numerous battles. Bucephalus became an extension of Alexander's own spirit, embodying the qualities of fearlessness and steadfast loyalty. In Greek culture, Bucephalus was celebrated in legends and artistic depictions, often portrayed alongside his master in heroic scenes, representing the unity and strength that inspired armies and citizens alike. His legacy endured long after his death, influencing the cultural narratives and even finding echoes in the histories and mythologies of later societies. In the ancient world, Bucephalus was not merely a creature of flesh and bone, but a testament to the profound relationship between a leader and his trusted companion. Through artistic renditions, the legacy of Bucephalus continues to gallop through time, reminding us of the timeless bond between courage and partnership. This legendary horse, who stood by one of history's greatest conquerors, remains an enduring symbol of leadership that conquered both hearts and empires. As we reflect on the story of Bucephalus, we unveil the deeper layers of Alexander's leadership, marked by insight, determination, and a unique kinship with those he led, both human and equine. Alexander's bold claim to divinity is a fascinating chapter in his historical journey, revealing much about his ambitions and how he sought to legitimize his unprecedented power. Imagine a world where rulers often invoke divine favor to bolster their authority. For Alexander, this was not just a strategy but a declaration of his extraordinary status. Claiming descent from Zeus, the king of the Greek gods, Alexander presented himself not merely as a mortal king, but as a figure with divine heritage. This audacious assertion had profound implications for his rule, influencing how both his subjects and peers perceived him. Those who believed in his divine lineage may have viewed him with a mixture of reverence and awe, seeing him as a godlike figure destined to lead and expand the empire. However, this claim also sowed skepticism and resistance among those who saw it as hubris or a thinly veiled political maneuver. The tensions between these perceptions are embodied in ancient artifacts and inscriptions that portray him as a deity, adorning coins and monuments that he commissioned. These symbols served multiple functions. They reinforced his divine claim, cemented his legacy, and sent a clear message of his divine right to rule across his vast empire. But beyond the symbolic, there was a calculated political dimension. By presenting himself as a godlike figure, Alexander sought to unify the diverse cultures under his rule by transcending the usual divisions and appealing to a higher divine order. It was an attempt to blend the spiritual with the political, creating a cohesive identity for his empire. As we examine these historical traces, it becomes evident that Alexander's divine right claim was both a tool of governance and a personal testament to his unyielding belief in his destined greatness. This narrative unveils the dual nature of his ambition, driven by both genuine belief and strategic foresight, inviting us to ponder the complex interplay of power, divinity, and legacy in the ancient world. Through this lens, we see a leader who was not only shaping history but also writing his mythology, crafting a narrative that would echo through the ages. The implications of Alexander's marriages provide a window into the complex tapestry of alliances and political strategy that underpinned his empire. While love might have played a role in his unions, the primary motivation often lay in cementing alliances and consolidating power across his sprawling domain. Alexander's first marriage to Roxana of Bactria symbolized more than personal affection. It was a strategic move designed to win the loyalty of the Bactrian people and integrate them more seamlessly into his empire. By marrying into local nobility, Alexander aimed to foster unity and stabilize regions that might otherwise resist his rule. This union stands as a testament to his vision of creating harmony through marriage, a tactic repeated with his subsequent nuptials. Another pivotal marriage was to Statara, daughter of Darius III, the former Persian king. Through this alliance, Alexander sought to legitimize his rule over Persia by associating himself with its royal lineage. It was a politically astute move, reinforcing his claim to the Persian throne and aiming to quell any dissent among the Persian nobility still loyal to Darius's legacy. As maps from that era delineate, these marriages effectively linked disparate regions, from the heart of Macedonia to the far reaches of the Persian territories. The political marriages did not always bring harmony. They occasionally stirred tension within his ranks, particularly among Macedonian soldiers who viewed these unions as betrayals. Such sentiments illustrate the delicate balance Alexander had to maintain, juggling the diverse expectations and traditions of his empire's multi-ethnic populace. These marital alliances' long-lasting impact is evident in the subsequent stability, or lack thereof, experienced by regions directly influenced by Alexander's marital ties. As we uncover the intertwined stories of these unions, it's clear that Alexander used marriage as a diplomatic instrument to weave a cohesive empire, striving to turn potential adversaries into allies. His visionary approach to rule through matrimonial alliances foreshadows modern diplomatic strategies, highlighting how personal relationships can be leveraged to achieve political ends. Through this lens, Alexander's marriages emerge not just as personal milestones, but as pivotal steps in his grand strategy to unify a fractured world. The enigmatic Diadochi Wars erupted in the aftermath of Alexander the Great's untimely death, casting a shadow over his once unified empire. Imagine the chaos as his generals, known as the Diadochi, grappled with the intense power vacuum left by their fallen leader. Alexander's empire, vast and culturally diverse, had no designated heir old enough to rule, setting the stage for a turbulent scramble for dominance. These generals, once united under Alexander's command, now found themselves embroiled in a series of conflicts that spanned decades, each vying for control over different regions of the empire. The initial question was who would inherit the mantle of leadership, with contenders emerging across the empire's reaches. As territorial maps unfolded, the regions of Asia Minor, Egypt, and the eastern provinces became focal points of contention. The first of these struggles began shortly after Alexander's death in what came to be known as the Partition of Babylon, an event that sought to divide the empire among the generals. Yet ambitions clashed, and the division sowed seeds of discord instead of harmony. Events escalated into full-scale battles, marked by shifting alliances and strategic maneuvers, each general seeking to carve out his own dominion. Throughout this tumultuous period, alliances were forged and broken with dizzying speed, reflecting the turbulent landscape of power at that time. As one scrutinizes timelines of these events, figures like Ptolemy securing Egypt, Seleucus establishing dominion over the eastern territories, and Antigonus attempting to consolidate power in Asia come to the fore. The wrangling over territories was not merely about land, but about Alexander's legacy and who would shape the future political landscape of the known world. The Diadochi Wars, with their intricate web of betrayals and shifting loyalties, underscore the complexities of holding a vast empire together when the unifying force at its head disappears. This era is not just a testament to the ambitions of men, but a reflection of the enduring influence of Alexander, whose empire, once a symbol of unimaginable unity, became a battlefield of ambitions, forever altering the course of history. As we delve into the intricacies of these conflicts, we gain a deeper understanding of the dynamics that not only dismantled an empire, but also laid the groundwork for new kingdoms to rise from the ashes of Alexander's vision. The myth of Alexander's childhood is a tapestry woven with tales of prodigious deeds and divine favor, a narrative crafted by ancient biographers to forge a larger-than-life image of the future conqueror. Picture the young Alexander, nurtured not just by the love of his parents, but also by the prophecies that spoke of greatness. Ancient storytellers tell us of moments that seem plucked from the pages of legend, like the tale of Alexander taming the untamable horse Bucephalus, a feat that showcased his natural leadership and fearlessness. This story, while tinged with truth, was likely embellished to highlight his unique destiny. Another popular legend speaks of Alexander's bold encounter with Persian envoys, where he purportedly impressed them with his wise and confident demeanor, foreshadowing his future conquest. Such anecdotes served to elevate him to the status of a hero even before he set foot on the battlefield. However, when we sift through the sands of history, contrasting these stories with available evidence, a more nuanced picture emerges. While young Alexander was undoubtedly remarkable, the halo of myth that surrounded him was often the work of biographers like Plutarch and Arrian, who sought to immortalize him in the annals of history. These writers, motivated by the desire to craft a narrative that would inspire and captivate, occasionally blurred the lines between fact and fiction. By comparing the larger-than-life tales with historical records and archaeological insights, we begin to discern the realities within these myths. The result is a portrait of a young man shaped not just by destiny and divine favor, but also by ambition and rigorous training. Alexander's upbringing, marked by tutelage under Aristotle and exposure to the politics of the Macedonian court, laid the groundwork for his eventual exploits. These childhood myths remind us of the enduring power of storytelling and how legends can intertwine with reality to create a compelling narrative that endures through the ages. As we delve into these myths, the contrast between Alexander's legendary youth and the historical evidence offers a fascinating glimpse into how great leaders are often sculpted by the tales told about them, ensuring their legacy and influence endure far beyond their time. Alexander's library and the pursuit of knowledge unveil a lesser-known dimension of this legendary conqueror, his deep fascination with collecting books and fostering centers of learning. Beyond his military conquests, Alexander held a profound appreciation for knowledge that shaped his vision for a cultured and enlightened empire. Imagine ancient scrolls and tablets filled with wisdom from distant lands, captured and preserved for future generations. This pursuit was not merely a hobby but a strategic endeavor to enhance the intellectual fabric of his realm. Alexander's campaigns were not just about territory, but also about gathering the cultural and academic treasures of the regions he conquered. One of his most significant contributions was influencing the creation and expansion of libraries, which became vital hubs for scholarly pursuits. The Library of Alexandria, while named after him, serves as the pinnacle of this intellectual ambition, symbolizing the exchange of ideas and the preservation of knowledge from around the known world. Through artifacts and depictions from this era, we can envision a time when scholars from various backgrounds came together to share and build upon each other's work. Alexander's support for such institutions facilitated the blending of different cultural and intellectual traditions, laying a foundation for future advancements in science, philosophy, and literature. This commitment to knowledge left a lasting impact as the libraries and centers of learning became crucibles for innovation and enlightenment long after his time. His legacy as a patron of knowledge echoes through history, showcasing a leader who understood that true power lies not just in conquering lands but in nurturing the minds that shape the world. By igniting this flame of intellectual curiosity, Alexander's pursuit of knowledge extends his influence beyond the battlefield, revealing a visionary leader who sought to illuminate the ancient world with the light of culture and learning. The health and medical mysteries surrounding Alexander the Great present a fascinating yet puzzling chapter in his storied life. Despite being celebrated as a formidable conqueror, Alexander endured a series of health challenges that left historians and medical experts pondering their origins. Among the most documented are the battle wounds he sustained as he bravely led his troops into combat. These injuries, although testament to his courage, took a physical toll on his body over time. Historical records often allude to harsh conditions on the campaign trail, where relentless marches and brutal engagements would have exacerbated any existing ailments. Adding to this, Alexander experienced mysterious illnesses that baffled ancient and modern scholars alike. Descriptions of his symptoms from various historical accounts provide a glimpse into his suffering. High fevers, severe abdominal pain, and neurological symptoms like delirium are frequently mentioned. These descriptions have fueled numerous hypotheses, with some scholars suggesting conditions like malaria, typhoid fever, or even autoimmune disorders as potential culprits. Advances in modern medical science offer intriguing insights into these age-old mysteries. For instance, theories of autoimmune disorders such as Guillain-Barré syndrome have emerged, drawing parallels with the rapid neurological decline reported in ancient texts. However, without physical remains to examine, these remain speculative yet compelling explorations of what might have afflicted him. Medical graphics and techniques today might help visualize these possibilities, presenting a more informed picture of the challenges faced by this iconic figure. While the exact nature of Alexander's medical conditions remains elusive, these discussions highlight the complexities of ancient life and the resilience required to lead under such circumstances. The health issues that Alexander bravely faced did not diminish his accomplishments, but rather add to the enigmatic allure that continues to captivate historians and scholars, prompting them to explore the mysteries of a leader whose life was as complex as it was remarkable. Through these investigations, we gain a deeper understanding of the human side of a historical titan, whose challenges only further illuminate his extraordinary legacy. Legacy and cultural syncretism play a profound role in shaping the world as we know it today, and Alexander the Great's campaigns were instrumental in this transformative process. Picture a world where the conquests of a single leader sparked a fusion of traditions that would ripple through time, leaving an indelible mark on art, architecture, and religion. As Alexander's armies traversed Europe, Asia, and Africa, they encountered a myriad of cultures, each with its own unique practices and beliefs. Instead of imposing a single way of life, Alexander embraced the diversity of these regions, fostering a remarkable tapestry of cultural exchange. This syncretism is vividly reflected in the art that flourished during and after his reign. Consider the intricate sculptures and mosaics that blend Greek styles with Eastern influences, showcasing figures adorned with hybrid embellishments that tell stories of a world coming together. Architecture too underwent a metamorphosis as Greek columns met Persian arches, creating a harmonious blend that transcended geographical boundaries. The cities founded by Alexander, including Alexandria, became epicenters of this cultural convergence, where scholars from different backgrounds gathered to exchange ideas and knowledge. This intellectual cross-pollination laid the groundwork for advances in science, philosophy, and the arts that would endure for centuries. In religion, Alexander's influence can be seen in the way deities from different pantheons were worshipped side by side, creating a shared spiritual landscape. Temples dedicated to both Greek gods and local deities sprang up across his empire, symbolizing unity and mutual respect. As we explore the artifacts and architectural designs from this era, we witness the beauty of a world united not by conquest but by a shared appreciation for diverse cultures. This legacy of cultural syncretism is a testament to Alexander's vision of a connected world, one where differences were celebrated and woven into a richer, more vibrant tapestry. Through these examples, it becomes evident how Alexander the Great's campaigns transcended the battlefield, shaping a legacy that continues to inspire and resonate across generations. Alexander's encounter with the Amazons opens a captivating window into the realm of myth and legend, intertwining historical accounts with the rich tapestry of storytelling. Picture a world where warriors known as the Amazons, legendary for their martial prowess, roamed lands far and wide. Tales speak of a meeting between the great conqueror and these fierce warrior women, a narrative that has intrigued storytellers for centuries. As you delve into ancient texts, you discover variations of this tale, with some accounts suggesting a diplomatic exchange of mutual respect, while others spin yarns of fierce battles and challenges. Though the veracity of this encounter remains shrouded in speculation, its origins can be traced to both Greek and non-Greek sources, each adding their own flavor to the story. The depiction of Alexander meeting the Amazons may not stand solidly on historical ground, but it offers a glimpse into the cultural and societal reflections of the time. This narrative has reverberated through the ages, enriching later mythologies and inspiring countless works of art and literature. Visualize vibrant illustrations capturing Amazon Queen Thalestris meeting Alexander, cloaked in an aura of admiration and intrigue. These portrayals, while imaginative, shed light on how legends evolve and transcend their origins, leaving lasting impressions on cultural narratives. As we explore these colorful depictions, it becomes apparent how the tale of Alexander and the Amazons represents a merging of mythological and historical elements, reflecting the ancient fascination with tales of heroic encounters. Through these stories, Alexander's legacy is intertwined with the mythical, reminding us that the boundaries between history and legend often blur, creating a legacy that resonates across time and imagination. Mythical prophecies and omens played an intriguing role in the story of Alexander the Great, weaving an aura of destiny around his life and reign. Imagine a time when kings and conquerors looked to the stars for guidance, interpreting signs as divine messages. Alexander's rise was shrouded in prophetic declarations that seemed to mark him as a chosen one. One notable prophecy came from the oracle of Ammon at Siwa, who purportedly hailed him as the son of Zeus, bolstering his divine right to rule. This celestial endorsement not only reinforced his claim to power, but also shaped how his contemporaries viewed him, cementing his reputation as a leader with a cosmic mandate. Another fascinating tale revolves around his birth. Legends tell of strange occurrences such as the temple of Artemis burning on the night of his birth, interpreted by seers as a sign that the one who would conquer Asia had arrived. These stories, rich in symbolic imagery, were not mere embellishments but powerful tools that influenced both his psyche and the perceptions of those around him. Alexander, aware of the potent influence of omens, skillfully leveraged these narratives to rally his troops and affirm his ambitions. This strategic use of prophecies fostered an aura of inevitability, uniting his followers under the belief that their cause was divinely sanctioned. However, omens also foretold darker times, hinting at potential doom. One such foreboding sign was the ill-fated flight of birds before his final campaign in Babylon. Seers interpreted this as an omen of his approaching demise, casting a shadow over his achievements. These mythical prophecies did more than just shape his legacy. They created a cultural narrative that intertwined fate and history, leaving a legacy that continues to captivate and mystify us today. As we journey through these ancient texts and symbols, we are reminded of a time when the heavens guided human destiny, and legends told as much about the man as they did about the myths themselves. The mystique of Alexander's prophecies offers a glimpse into the ancient world, where the lines between celestial fate and historical reality were beautifully blurred. Alexander's acts of generosity often revealed a softer side of his character, endearing him to those around him and leaving a lasting impact on his legacy. Picture this, a great conqueror who, amidst his relentless campaigns, found moments to demonstrate kindness and compassion. One such tale speaks of his encounter with a destitute philosopher named Diogenes. Legend has it that Alexander, intrigued by Diogenes' reputation, visited him while he basked in the sun. When asked what he might do for the philosopher, Diogenes simply replied, "Move out of my sunlight." Rather than taking offense, Alexander is said to have admired this boldness, famously remarking, "If I were not Alexander, I would be Diogenes," recognizing the philosopher's independence and contentment with nothing. This admiration for simplicity and wisdom highlights a depth to Alexander's character often overshadowed by his military feats. Another heartwarming story is from the battlefield, where Alexander demonstrated his generosity towards a wounded soldier. Noticing a soldier struggling due to thirst, Alexander personally handed his own cup of water to him, refusing to drink it himself despite his own exhaustion. This act of selflessness resonated deeply with his troops, strengthening their loyalty and respect for him. These stories, though simple, reflect the profound ways in which Alexander connected with people across his empire. Such gestures forged bonds that went beyond the sword, creating a sense of unity and camaraderie among his diverse followers. As we visualize these moments, they serve as reminders that even the mightiest leaders are remembered as much for their humanity as their conquests. Through these anecdotes, we glimpse the lasting impressions of his generosity, woven into the fabric of his enduring legacy, illustrating how acts of kindness resonate across time, enhancing the larger-than-life image of Alexander the Great. From curious fears to bold claims of divinity, we have peeled back the layers of Alexander the Great's extraordinary life, uncovering stories that defy conventional understanding. We've explored his tempestuous temperament, where rage and ambition intertwined, and reveled in the audacity of the Gordian Knot's swift resolution. His eclectic education under Aristotle revealed a mind as vast as his empire, while his military genius reshaped tactical warfare. Cultural integration became a hallmark of his reign, blending Macedonian and Persian traditions into a unique legacy that defied singular identity. Through the influence of Olympias and the enigmatic destruction of Persepolis, we saw a leader navigating both personal ambition and the broader political landscape. Even his fear of cats brings a touch of humanity to this colossal figure, reminding us that legends are built upon the lesser-known quirks and fears we all share. The mystery of his death and the relentless quest to uncover his lost tomb continue to captivate scholars and adventurers alike, illustrating the deep intrigue that Alexander's story inspires. As we reflect on these fascinating tales, it's clear that Alexander the Great was not just a conqueror but a complex enigma whose impact continues to echo through history. If you've enjoyed this journey into the life of one of history's most intriguing figures, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more captivating explorations of the past. Turn on notifications so you're always in the loop with our latest content. Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. We love to hear your insights and ideas. Thank you for joining us, and stay curious as we unravel more mysteries from the annals of history.